Mr. Durham, many of my MAGA colleagues want you to be someone who you are not and to say something that you clearly won't. And so I want to just start by thanking you for your many years of service to our country as a federal prosecutor. I want to talk a little bit more about the independence of a special counsel and just clarify, you did send multiple texts to the Attorney General after you were appointed as special counsel. Did you ever text message with Attorney General Garland once he took over as Attorney General?
No, Attorney General Garland had me communicate through the principal Deputy Attorney General, Mr. Weinsheimer.
Did you ever travel overseas with Attorney General Garland?
No.
And
I met with the Attorney General, but I didn't travel overseas with him.
And President Biden, through the Attorney General, could have had you removed, fired. Is that right?
I'm sure he could have.
And you stayed on?
I completed my term as special counsel.
Was there anyone you wanted to indict that you were prohibited from indicting by Attorney General Garland?
No.
So if you wanted to, you could have indicted Hillary Clinton, but you never asked. Is that right?
If I had the evidence, yeah, he could have, for sure.
If you wanted to indict President Biden, you could have asked, right?
Yeah, that was not part of our mission. We weren't really looking at that. But
if you could have indicted Director Comey, you could have asked. Is that right? And you didn't.
Yeah, the Attorney General Garland had never asked me not to indict somebody.
Great. So I just want to make it clear to my colleagues, you had all the power in the world to indict anyone that you had evidence to indict, and you were never blocked from doing it. That's correct?
That's correct.
I also want to compare you to the last major special counsel investigation that we had. You agree Special Counsel Mueller charged dozens of individuals, and you indicted 3. Is that correct?
Indicted 2, and a third pleaded guilty.
Right. And Special Counsel Mueller had dozens of convictions, some at trial, but no defendant was outright acquitted. Is that right in the Mueller investigation? Outright acquitted. Across the board, every charge acquitted.
Right. I don't believe there are any acquittals. I'm not sure there were dozens of convictions. There were dozens. More than a dozen people who were indicted.
You were wise earlier to not weigh in on Donald Trump's character. You are under oath, after all. But did anything in your report prove false that Russians met with Trump's family during the campaign at Trump Tower after an offer of dirt on Hillary Clinton? Anything prove that that meeting didn't happen?
I don't have any evidence that that did not happen.
Anything in your report prove false that in the 2016 campaign, Donald Trump tried and concealed from the public a real estate deal he was seeking in Moscow?
I don't know anything about that. There's nothing in the report about it. It's not something we investigated.
Anything in your report prove false that Donald Trump publicly asked Russia to hack Hillary's emails and then hours later they did?
If you're referring to...
Did Donald Trump not say at a press conference, Russia, if you're listening, you should get Hillary's emails? Did you prove that he didn't say that?
Yeah, no, we didn't. Okay. We didn't investigate.
Did you prove false in the 2016 campaign that Trump's campaign manager gave polling data to a spy for a Russian intelligence service?
We didn't investigate that.
Anything in your report say that Donald Trump in 2016 acted the way that Americans would want a presidential candidate to act with regard to Russia?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Are you signing off on the way Donald Trump acted with Russia in 2016?
Yeah, our report doesn't address that.
And you agree that Russia interfered in the 2016 election?
I agree that there's substantial evidence to show that.
Thank you. Mr. Durham, my MAGA colleagues want you to be someone you're not, and they want you to say something you won't. They want you to join the law firm of Insurrection LLC, which incidentally and probably appropriately is chaired by a guy who never passed the bar exam, and you're wise not to do that. You see, my colleagues today, they are making themselves footnotes and foot soldiers in the history books that will chronicle Donald Trump's corruption. And I yield my remaining time to Mr. Schiff.